Today on Sugar Spun Run, we'll be making s'mores cookies. Hey Sugar Spun Bakers, Sam here, and today I am so excited to be sharing another carefully tested, well-researched, and perfected recipe. Today we are transforming a classic campfire favorite into a fun, chewy, chocolate chip-esque cookie. One of my favorite things about this recipe is there's no chilling required, so go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and let's get started. In a large mixing bowl, we're going to combine 1 cup of softened, unsalted butter, 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, and 3/4 cup of firmly packed light brown sugar. While today's recipe could be made in a stand mixer, today I'm going to be using my electric hand mixer and creaming everything together until these ingredients are light and fluffy and well combined. Next, you're going to need 2 large eggs. We'll add these into the bowl, along with 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and we'll stir these in as well. Everything looks pretty well combined, but I do like to use my spatula at this point just to scrape the bowl and make sure I have everything completely combined. Don't want any butter or anything like that hiding on the bottom of the bowl. All right, this looks pretty good. So now in a separate bowl, we're going to combine our dry ingredients. We'll start with 2 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, and we'll add 1 1/4 cups of graham cracker crumbs. You can buy the pre-crumbled graham cracker crumbs, or you can crush up your own graham crackers. Either one is fine. We'll also add 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. This is one of my favorite ingredients. It helps keep the cookies from spreading too much, but it doesn't make them cakey. It helps keep them nice and soft and chewy. We'll also add a teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/2 teaspoon of table salt. Stir everything together until these ingredients are nicely combined. And now we'll bring back our butter mixture, and we are going to gradually add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, stirring until everything is completely combined. I usually add the dry ingredients in about 3 or 4 parts, and I just keep my mixer on low to medium speed. All right, this is looking pretty good, so now we can go ahead and add our add-ins. We already have our graham cracker in the dough, but of course we need some milk chocolate and marshmallow. We're going to start by adding 1 cup of mini marshmallows into the dough. You are going to want to have some more marshmallows, about another cup on hand for topping off the cookies, which I'll show you a little bit later on in the video, but for now just 1 cup goes into the dough. We'll also be adding 1 cup of milk chocolate chips. And because the classic s'mores bar is made with milk chocolate bars, I'm going to be adding some milk chocolate bars as well. You'll want about 5 ounces of milk chocolate, and I'm just going to use a knife to coarsely chop this up. While you could just use all milk chocolate bars and none of the milk chocolate chips, I personally like to use a blend of the 2. All right, now we'll add our chopped chocolate into the bowl, but I am going to reserve a little bit of the chocolate for topping off the cookies. We'll stir everything together until all of our add-ins are nicely incorporated through the dough. All right, now grab yourself a parchment paper lined baking sheet, and we can go ahead and scoop our cookie dough. I like to portion the cookie dough into about 2 tablespoon-sized balls. Now you can just drop these on the baking sheet and cook them that way, but what I like to do is just gently roll them between my palms to make them nice and rounded before I bake them. This is just going to make them a little bit more uniform in appearance when they come out of the oven. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that anywhere you kind of see a marshmallow exposed in the dough, there's a good chance it's gonna sort of leak out of the cookie in the oven. I prefer to keep the marshmallows as contained as possible. This is also going to make the cookies look a little bit nicer. So sometimes I'll take a little bit more dough, or I'll tuck that marshmallow inside just to try to keep the marshmallows contained. They can get a little bit crazy, so I like to keep things as neat as possible. We're going to space the cookies about 2 inches apart on the baking sheet, and then we'll take them over to our 350 degree Fahrenheit preheated oven, where the cookies will bake for about 10 to 12 minutes. Now within 1 to 2 minutes maximum of the cookies coming out of the oven, what you can do is, if any marshmallow spilled out, we did a pretty good job prepping our cookie dough, so not much has. You can take the back of a spoon and just kind of nudge that back in towards the cookie. This isn't a big deal, it's just something I like to do if, I don't know, if I have too much time on my hands and really want my cookies to look nice. Now we'll grab that chocolate we reserved from earlier, and I just like to gently nestle the chocolate into each cookie. Now for the marshmallows, I have some marshmallows I reserved here. I'm going to just cut them in half. And then I'll gently nestle these into the cookies as well. This is an optional step, but it really makes the cookies look a lot nicer, and it works a lot better than working that extra cup of marshmallows into the dough, because as I said, the marshmallows can be hard to contain, so you end up with marshmallow all over your baking sheet. All right, all that's left to do now is let the cookies cool completely on their baking sheet, and then they are ready to enjoy. And that is how you make these fun s'mores cookies. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe, and if you try this one out, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I always love hearing from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I want you guys to see that marshmallow. You're going to love these.